Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today the time has finally come, and that is I'm finally reviewing Big Bertha. Now, if you don't know the story of this legendary locomotive, you've clearly been hiding under a rock, because in my opinion Big Bertha is just as important and well known as the Flying Scotsman. And that is because she was the only locomotive built by the LMS specifically for banking trains up a very steep incline called the Lickey Incline. Now, like I said, if you don't know about this locomotive and the Lickey Incline, search it up. It is the most infamous stretch of line on the British network. It is so steep that even trains today have to be banked up the hill. And the reason why Bertha is so special is because, as I said, she was the only one of her kind, and there was no other locomotives like her. Even when they scrapped her in the late 40s, I believe, that they had to use 9Fs, they had to use 3 panniers just to try and replace the sheer power that she delivered banking trains up the Lickey Incline. So, with that little nugget of history, I shall show you around this glorious locomotive presented to us by Caledonia Works. So yes, finally we've got Big Bertha in Train Simulator Classic, and my god, I'm so excited for this. It's just well, I wouldn't say a dream come true, it was a bit over the top, but I'd say it's definitely scratched a certain area which needed scratching for a long time. It definitely tickles the tism. Anyway, so you're probably wondering why it has a big lamp. Well, like I said, this locomotive was used for banking. It wasn't used for any other purpose apart from pushing a locomotive up a very steep incline, i.e. the Lickey Bank. So this headlight on the front was helpful for drivers and firemen to see the rear of the train, because they had to push the train up whilst it was underway up the incline, as well as these handrails at the front for a shunter, just in case it was in poor weather conditions. You could have a bloke on the front clinging on for dear life, giving you hand signals with his hands or with a lamp. But apart from that, it's just a fantastic but quirky locomotive to look at. It's the first thing that springs to mind is obviously a Fowler 7F, which this is a Fowler design, and you can kind of see where the inspiration came from for the 7F, which it came from this, believe it or not. Anyway, let's actually look around the model. You get the same standard with Caledonia Works, and it's a very high bar. As always, very high detailed. The everything is done perfectly. Textures, everything, model. It just looks fantastic. Like I've said with many other Caledonia Works locomotives before, and I'll probably say until I stop buying their stuff or they stop making their stuff. The headlamp does work. There isn't a hotkey for it. You have to turn it on manually in the cab. You do get usual lamp brackets from like 1 to 4, and then control 1 to 4 for the tender. Excuse me. You do also get different liveries. This is the typical LMS livery that she wore. I believe there is a BR black lined livery, which I think is fictional. I believe it's fictional. I don't know. I'm just here to show you the locomotives and DLC for Train Sim. I don't know much about the history. I'm just showing you what there is to offer. So, anywho, yeah, it's superb. Just another bit of history that I can kind of tell you why the cylinders are inclined is, I believe it was to give you more power and torque compared to a normal cylinder that was sort of horizontal to the frames. That is why I believe Big Bertha had these inclined cylinders, and of course it was called Big Bertha as a nickname. So there you go. So once again, we're on the Tilbury Valley Railway. Usual thing, we've got to drive here to Latchfield, and then that's where I call the video to its end. So I will talk to you when we get to Latchfield. Just hopping in the cab here real quick. You get the usual stuff with Caledonia Works in terms of my voice keeps breaking today because I'm not drunk enough. You get the usual head views, you get head out. Rods. Yes, rods. Many rods. Many rods. You get all the you get the gist by now. You get the usual head in and all that stuff. And okay, that's different. Oh, okay, you get a steam reverser, that's interesting. I know with the BR version you had a screw reverser, but this has got a steam assisted reverser. You'll notice as well there's no vacuum. Now, being a banking engine and sole purpose was to bank, you didn't need to hook up the vacuum. You just approached the rear of the train you were banking up the hill whilst it was in motion, and you'd use this solely just to slow it down, and once you buffered up with the coaches in front of Big Bertha, you'd then open the throttle or regulator and just all hands to the pumps up the hill. So that's it. And obviously you got the usual Chris's mark of the plaque. Say what you will about it, we all have our own opinions. And that's pretty much it. There's not much else to say. Oh, to turn the headlamp on, you need to go to this little valve here. Turn that on. And the headlamp is lit. Oh, okay. Noticed the problem already. That's interesting. I'm sure there'll be a patch for that at some point, but the main thing is it works and it actually lights up the track quite nicely. Anyway, as it's daytime and I'm not banking anything, we shall make way.
Ten big wheels to roll her along, just a working girl on the Licky. Bertha's the name in the Hall of Fame, she was the only one of her kind, the first and last of her line. She was foul as dream and was first in steam as 1920 dawned. She served her time on the 2-mile line till the diesel age was born. 10 big wheels to roll her along, just a working girl on the Licky. Bertha's the name in the Hall of Fame, she was the only one of her kind, the first and last of her line. If a train should fail on the rising rail, they'd summon Bertha's power, then she'd ease them up to Blackwell Top in a quarter of an hour. 10 big wheels to roll her along, just a working girl on the Licky. Bertha's the name in the Hall of Fame, she was the only one of her kind, first and last of her line. Well, a tower of strength on the Licky's length, she seldom fell from grace. Then what could they do but send for 2 or 3 to take her place? 10 big wheels to roll her along, just a working girl on the Licky. Bertha's the name in the Hall of Fame, she was the only one of her kind, the first and last of her line. Well, she steamed away every working day for nearly 40 years on that famous run, but her time was done. She quietly disappeared. 10 big wheels to roll her along, just a working girl on the Licky. Bertha's the name in the Hall of Fame. She was the only one of her kind, the first and last of her line. Her name lives on, though her voice is gone from the early morning fields. And all I have is a photograph of a girl with 10 big wheels. 10 big wheels to roll her along, just a working girl on the Licky. Bertha's the name in the Hall of Fame. She was the only one of her kind, first and last of her line. She was the only one of her kind, first and last of her line.
Down in Lewes where the hills roll green, camera out, chasing every scene, making train sim videos for every screen, waiting for funny comments to be seen. Country lanes blurs, the hedges fly, clouds roll slow in a Sussex sky, laughing loud with the windows down, king of the lines on the edge of town. He's filming trains, not chasing fame. Every video's got a story and a frame, just a lad with a lens and a plan so loose, cruising past fields just outside Tilbury. Engine hum, sunset glow, another upload, another show. Life's not perfect, but it's his way. Press record and seize the day. He's the southern lad, living fast but free, on country rails by the Sussex Sea. Miniature trains flying down the line, laughing through the sun and rain and time, with his mates online every night. Discord calls and neon light, making memories that never fade in every video he's ever made. Elton's there smashing things for fun, chaos energy, never on the run. Charlie's crafting worlds in blenders glow, painted nails while the ideas flow. Bradley talks about history and gear, military facts you always hear. Jonathan drawing late at night, turning thoughts into art and light. Different minds but the same crew vibe, laughing loud in the server tribe. From late night jokes to plans gone mad, that's the life of the southern lad. Headset on, mic turned high, hours pass and the time flies by. From sketches, models, jokes and art, every moment plays its part. He's the southern lad, living fast but free, on country rails by the Sussex Sea. Miniature trains flying down the line, laughing through the sun and rain and time, with his mates online every night. Discord calls and neon light, making memories that never fade in every video he's ever made. Not a superstar, not a grand display, just real life clips from day to day. From quiet towns to laughter loud, staying real, never chasing a crowd. Modern life in a digital scene, editing clips in between. One more upload, one more laugh, building stories photograph by photograph. Yeah, the southern lad with a camera in hand, riding rails that he understands, through the lines where the wild winds blow, documenting life as he goes, with friends who create, break and dream, more than just an online team. From Lewis nights to sky so vast, filming moments that
Oh, here we are at Latchfield. Well, wait for the damn tractor to go by. Well, what, bit speechless. I think it's brilliant. I think it's a nice loco, as always. I'm so happy that Big Bertha has finally come to train sim, because it is one of those locomotives I feel should have been done sooner. But then again, I'm kind of glad it was not done sooner, because people like Caledonia Works has really done this locomotive justice, in my opinion. Whereas if, say for instance, this locomotive was done, say 10 years ago, it wouldn't be up to this standard. It'd be, I mean, let's face it, if you're a veteran train sim player like myself, none of this stuff would be as good looking now, sort of, compared to back then, if that makes sense. My brain just kind of froze. What I'm trying to say is that stuff back then was a bit sort of slapdash compared to stuff now, which is sort of it's brilliant. It is really brilliant. Like I said, this Caledonia Works has done this locomotive justice. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you liked the music in the video. But if there isn't any music, that means I've taken it out due to copyright. I don't know. But before I go, I'm just going to show you something else I've been working on. I can't remember if I showed you in the last video. It's this little section up here, and there's another tractor going by. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Anyway. So let's just pull forward into the new-ish part of the line, and I'll do a bit of explaining. I can't remember if I explained in the last video or not. Open the taps. Well, probably if you're not part of the content creation thread I have going on the GAD Discord server, then I suggest you hop onto their server and have a look, as this it explains what I've been up to with this. So for those of you that aren't a part of it, I shall now explain. So unfortunately, this will be the... Oh my god, there's another tractor. Oh my god, I thought you cut the field already. Jesus. So yes, unfortunately this is the end of an era and the end of my line. After that stop sign, I will not be doing any more to this route. This is it. This is the butt stops here. Is it the butt or the buck? I don't know. Yes, so what I've done here is essentially have what used to be a continuation of the TVR this way, but is obviously part of the national network, I know there is a mainline connection at Birchwood Junction, which also is connected to the national network, which is a terminus for the national network, and so is this now. This is more of a single branch line. The reason I've done it is because, like I said, I can't, as you can see, I can't think up of any other ideas for what to do with this route except for this. But the reason I came around to this idea was I took inspiration from the Poppy line at Sheringham, where they have the national network station the other side of a very lengthy park. Obviously, the line being that height, Latchfield station, the original Latchfield station, it wasn't going to work, so I had it raised up onto an embankment, which would have been double track back in the day, but now is a 2-track siding for any coaching stock I wish to put in here, and whatever project rolling stock in here as well. So yes, this last little piece of my route is the end of an era and the end of the line. I will not be going any further with it. I may do, I may not. Let's see how well I can get on with putting some scenery down in this area. So, as you can see, we have the new national network station. That would be called Latchfield. This would probably be called Latchfield East or something like that. I can't remember which way I'm looking actually. I'm assuming, yeah, because I came up north, looped around. Yeah, so this, I'm guessing, is, no, that would be west. Yeah. Yes, this would be Latchfield West eventually. And this is all I've done. So, if I try and get around my writer's block, there may be an extension at some point to my railway, but for the moment, this is it. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to end this video here. So once again, thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more of my content, please hit the subscribe button. And if you enjoyed the video, then please hit the like button and comment what you thought about the logo itself. I can't wait to read your comments, and if you guys also want to get in contact with me on my Discord server, I will put a link in the description below, as well as a link to the locomotive itself. So, have a nice evening guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. See you then, bye!